Okay, so you guys know that I definitely always make videos talking about, how the current economic situation is, how a lot of people are dealing with like the inflation, how there's like so many increase in prices of things. And it's always mostly people ranting about it. And yeah, we know like that's the reality of what we are dealing with right now. But right now, I feel like maybe there are a lot of people who had like a better life before, maybe a little bit of like things were easier for them before. While we know definitely there are different like classes and level of people. There are people who are poor, there are people who are rich, then there are middle classes. So for some people, they really do not know how to kind of adjust to the present lifestyle. As for some people, they've changed, their life has changed from the way it used to be before, and they've become much more poorer than they used to be. So I'm hoping that this video actually helps some people, for those who are actually new poor. So the topic today is about like people who just kind of newly entered like the poverty type of lifestyle, while there are some people who have been in poverty for a long time. So the inflation does not really like hit them or anything. They feel like it's the same, like we've been in this. But then for those who had a better, easier, much more beautiful life before, where money was not a problem and being able to afford things was not a problem, now they are seeing like a huge struggle. So you might be wondering, how am I going to like cope with this? This is just a little bit of like tips and hints that people from TikTok have dropped. So I'm just going to be sharing these videos with you guys, and I'm hoping that it helps you a little bit if you are somebody who isn't this kind of situation right now. Anyways, guys, before we get right into the video, make sure you please click the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new here, and make sure you hit the notification bell to get notified every time I post a new video. Thank you all so much. Let's get right into the video.
First of all, I just want to say welcome to all the new poor people out there, and thank the economy and the corporations and the government. But as us old poor people are just so used to this lifestyle, I want to welcome you in open arms. I want to let you know that there's no judgment here. Old poor, new poor, we are all one. Here are a few tips to help you navigate your new life. Print out your bank account statements, go through every single line item, and you're going to stop spending stuff on garbage. It's up to you to choose what garbage is. You're gonna make humongous meals, big ones. Maybe you're gonna take all Sunday and cook, and then you're gonna freeze them, and you're gonna eat them. You're gonna take what you have and make it work for you. We have a wood stove. We dry clothes by it. You're gonna watch what you spend your money on. You're gonna learn how to do things, like cook and sew, so that when your clothes get holes in them, you don't have to throw them away and buy new ones. You just repair them. Instead of trying to find amazing things to do outside of the home, you're going to find amazing things to do inside of the home. Like start a family band. You will throw nothing away. What I'm trying to say is you don't have to spend money to be happy or cool. Being old poor is kind of like a badge of honor, and I'm so happy to share it with you guys. Being new poor is going to be uncomfortable, but I promise you, I'm here for you.
Okay, so I'm going to give you like a really rad poor person hack, okay? From old poor to new poor, here is my suggestion to you. Start grocery shopping at international grocers. I'll tell you why. So in my town, I live in Eugene, Oregon. Most international grocery stores, Asian markets, Mexican markets, all those places are going to have better prices, especially on things like meat and produce. I love going to the Mexican market. There's a couple in my town. I really like La Plaza Latina on 7th for their meat. It's very, very good quality meat. It's not very expensive. Definitely cheaper than like your Albertsons, your Fred Meyers, your Safeways, and it's like supporting your local economy, because most international grocery stores are not chains. I mean, some of them are, but a lot of them are independently owned, and that money just goes right back into your community. I really like going to Asian markets for produce because they often have a super, super high variety of things to choose from, and things that they literally will not carry in white grocery stores, like tons of different types of mushrooms to cook with and play with in different flavors. I highly suggest it. Also, snacks. Hello. Snacks at Asian markets are amazing. They're so delicious. They're so diverse. And they're often so much healthier than American snacks. For example, we have an Indian market in our town. India Imports on 28th, if you are from Eugene. And I was looking at something that they called masala munch, which was like a spicy Cheeto-y snack. It had cheese on it. It looked like a Cheeto. And then I had some Cheetos at home, and I looked at the two ingredients. They had almost the same flavor, except for the masala munch tasted much better. The masala munch had about 10 ingredients, and the Cheetos at home had over 70 ingredients. And that is the case with so many American-made snacks versus the counterparts from other parts of the country. I mean, world. I got this entire box of groceries plus a little snack for me for under $30 at Sunrise Market, which is an Asian market in our town. And all this stuff is delicious. I especially excited to try these. I saw Sujia make these and show how to cook these, so I'm going to make a little snack for Finn later. So go try it at your international market. You might find something that you love and save money.
This is the first time I'm hearing this because I assumed at least that all international grocery stores are actually very pricey and expensive, because I've only been to the African one. And because when you ask and see why is it so expensive, they tell you it's the shipping price. And yeah, shipping is expensive, so that is why. But I've never really tried the ones that she mentioned, so I guess you guys can try it out. Or maybe if you have experience with it, you can just, let us know in the comments. But yeah, you can check it out maybe.
I always think it's interesting watching like new poor people do their thrift hauls, because they'll hold up a Carhartt jacket and be like, and this was only $25. And like, granted, that's a great deal. But I'll walk into the thrift store and I'll pick up like a perfect pair of vintage Levi's and be like, $8? Fucking criminal.
All right, where are my fellow people that have been down and out and that have been broke? We are the old poor. We've been here before. What advice do you have for the new poor? People dealing with the record inflation and gas prices being what they are. What advice do you got? I'll go first. Mine has to do with disposable paper products. Pretty simple and easy. Disposable napkins? No. Get cloth napkins. Paper towels? Use a regular towel. Buy hand towels. Goodwill is your best friend. Now, I don't go as far as the whole toilet paper thing. Although I would not be opposed to a bidet, but I have well water and that's really going to be cold.
Hi, here are a few things my mom did to survive poverty. She would go to a store while it was having a sale, get one of their newer items that wasn't on sale, take one of the items that was on sale, and put the tag of the item that was on sale on the new item. Sometimes the cashier wouldn't let her do that, sometimes they didn't care. She would sell the new item for more than she bought it for. Another thing she did was when she went on dates, she would order an appetizer and eat the appetizer as her meal, and then order an entree and take it back to feed me and my sister. The entree usually had a lot of protein. Let me know if you want to know more about how we survive poverty.
I think there are a lot of things that they mentioned which I have been practicing for so long. Like, that is how I grew up, with us practicing all those things. We do it normally, which is more like be it if the economy is good or it's bad, like be it if we have like a lot of money to spend, we still like practice a lot. So it's like, it's just a way of life. But I know there are some people who really do not know how to live their life that way, and their life is like in a whole different way and pattern. So maybe this might be helpful.
All right, guys, I feel like a genius, so I'm just going to show you this. I have tons of turkey in my fridge and everything, and I was like, oh, I don't want to buy lunch. My whole family's coming over, and I don't want to pay like $100 for subs at Jersey Mike's, but I don't want to cook. Anyway, I want subs, though. So I stopped at Jersey Mike's. I'm like, I'm just going to ask if I could just buy the rolls. Look. The whole roll you could buy for $1. $1. So now I'm just gonna make a bunch of subs, cut them up, and it's gonna cost me like no money, which is amazing. So just so you know, you could buy these subs at Jersey Mike's for $1. Stop spending $20. Bye.
What's a broke life hack that you used to help you survive?
So back in the day, before electronic check processing, we used to do what was called floating a check. It's when you didn't have any money in your bank account, but you had a checkbook. And so you would time it to where hopefully it would hit after payday. And you could go to the grocery store or, any place that took a check and would cash a check. And what we would do is we would buy a few things and then we would write a check, and they would let us write the check for more to get cash back. And sometimes it was like $25 or $50 over. And so we would get cash back to have cash until payday and off of that one check. So, and if sometimes we would buy all the groceries and then write the check over so we could make it till payday.
You are new poor. I am OG poor. Welcome. Here's how to stretch your budget for your groceries, which everybody's doing right now. I think one of the best places to start looking at your budget, to start saving more money, and to look at reducing expenses, because that is expensive, is your groceries. So here's 8 ways. Fillers can help your meat and your meals double in size. Okay, I don't want you to eat rice and beans every day, okay? But I do want you to think about where can you make sort of generic fillers that can turn into many different things, right? So with oats, rice, lentils, beans, cabbage, and zucchini, those are the ones I want you to start to focus on because they really can be in like any different meal. So you can bake up some chicken, shred it, and add in some rice and some white beans, and that can turn into a taco with some salsa and some sour cream, or it can turn into a curry with a coconut milk. And there's no harm. Like, the dish will not be sad if you add in zucchini or cabbage, which is just kind of a bland filler vegetable, but at a great price point. So now your chicken has like tripled if you do that. Number 2, everything you make or buy can be frozen. This is so important, is that you want to quality and portion control. Even if you're gonna get through the whole thing that you made that week, still freeze half of it because it can come out of the freezer, but it can't come out of being mold. So be really conscious of the produce that you buy. Cheapest produce is in season. That's number 3. So basing your meals off of what is in season makes a huge financial difference. Instead of buying out of season fresh strawberries, let's say, those you're going to want to get frozen. Barter with a farm. Okay, this is something I'm a huge fan of. If you haven't done a worker share for a CSA, that's another way to do it. Or if you have a skill that you can offer to a local farmer, let's say you run their social media for the summer. Let's say you write their ad copy for their newsletter, or you do research for their newsletter for their CSA. There are lots of ways that you can offer your services to help you get produce. Supplement with canned and frozen. Okay, so I certainly grew up with a lot of feelings about canned produce because it was gross, right, and mushy. But there are some things in a can that aren't bad. Like canned corn, totally fine. So when you're looking at price points of things and building out meals, look at what's least expensive in a way that you're going to be able to enjoy what it is you're making. A can of green beans dumped in a casserole, totally fine. Okay, don't hate on the tuna. Listen, I don't know what your feelings are about the tuna, but it's actually a pretty reasonably priced, high protein, clean food. And it's pretty versatile, right? So you can make a tuna sandwich, you can make a tuna salad and put it on top of a salad, like tuna salad on top of a Greek salad. Ooh, so good. But also you can dump that sucker in with a can of creamed soup and some noodles. Voila, casserole. What do you have? This is so important as you start to look at what groceries you have. Start building meals around what you already have. Using what you have is such a great way to save some money and to make it really clear how much you actually need and how much you eat every week is to get in a good rhythm of getting rid of any sort of stock or emergency. Yes, you might want to have a couple things. Like I like to have a couple things in the freezer and a couple cans of soup, but that's not like 487 pasta sauces and noodles, which I'm guilty of. And then what can you make? So I think this is really important if you're new in this world, is that ingredients can go a long way, right? You can make your own tortillas instead of buy them. It's way cheaper and it's super freaking easy. It's just like flour, oil, butter, salt. Those tortillas then can be cut up and turned into chips. So, or tostadas, or, any assorted number of things that a tortilla can turn into.
So what can you make turns into what ingredients you have around you. There's a bunch of really cool search engines where you literally can type in what you have and it will tell you what you can make. So cakes, breads, tortillas, look at those sorts of things because those are easy to learn how to make and often you have most of the ingredients already. I just made a oat flour banana bread and I had oats, so I turned it into oat flour. I had the bananas, I had olive oil, I had baking powder, and like that was basically the entire recipe. All right, so I hope that helps. This is how to stretch your budget. Go ahead and screenshot it. If you want more ideas or you have other suggestions, drop them in. Give a follow. We're going to talk about ways to save money, make more money.
Guys, that's it for this video. Thank you all for watching this video to the end. I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you all. Make sure you please click the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new here, and make sure you hit the notification bell to get notified every time I post a new video. Don't forget to leave your thoughts in the comment section. I'll see you guys on the next video. Make sure I see you there. Bye.